How's it going, everyone? ND Sean 45 coming at you. Before I get to my preview for Georgia Tech, I have a little announcement that I'd like to make. I just want to let you guys know that after I upload this video that you're watching now, I'm going to be uploading another video onto YouTube after that. It's a real special video that I put together. I'm not going to give it away on what it is. It's a little surprise, but I think you guys will like it just based on the title alone. But I'm going to upload it, like I said, after I get done uploading this one. So hopefully by the time it finishes uploading, it should be ready for view tomorrow, hopefully. And just to give you guys a little heads up, the video is close to an hour long, so it's another one of my full-length features, I guess you'd call it. But it's totally worth the watch, and I hope you guys will give it a chance. Even if you watch it in parts, that's fine too. So get the popcorn ready, get the snacks. ND Sean 45 full-length feature time. I think you guys will really enjoy this one. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow, hopefully. Any changes, I'll let you guys know. So, with that said, let's get on to this week's game. Now, of course, as I just said, the Irish host Georgia Tech this week. The last time we got together with the Yellow Jackets was not a fun time. It was back in 2007. Part of the disastrous 3-9 season, probably the worst season in Notre Dame history, and they ended up beating us by a final score of 33-3 that day. So not a good outing. And once again, the Yellow Jackets have put together another powerful program this season, off to a great start, 2-0. They haven't seen a whole lot of tough competition. You know, Alcorn State and Tulane, which they handled easily. So we're their first true test. I think most of you would say that's a pretty fair assessment. But more unfortunate news on the Notre Dame injury wire. I read today that we just lost our starting tight end Durham Smythe for the rest of the season due to surprise knee injury, but he was also having some shoulder work done too. And this is just unbelievable. I mean, you know, last year it was guys on defense dropping like flies. This year it's the offense. Just rotten luck all the way around. But thank goodness we have not only depth but talent to go along with that depth. So we should still be okay despite all these losses. But that makes a total of 5. Because now it's, you know, we got Torian Folston out, Malik Zaire out, now Durham Smythe. And before the season got underway, we lost our defensive safety Sean Crawford to an MCL and Jerron Jones to a leg injury as well. So it's pretty scary when you think about it that we're only 2 games in and we've lost all these guys. But I'm just praying that all our backups can step up and make things happen. But anyway, on to previewing the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now, of course, as we all know, Georgia Tech runs a triple option offense, and playing against these triple option teams really scares the hell out of me. I mean, we got Georgia Tech, but then after this, down the road, we have Navy, who, well, I'll save this for that preview, but Navy's has always given us fits with their option offense as well. But Georgia Tech is a little bit different. See, Georgia Tech, I would compare their triple option to the style of option that Lou Holtz ran when he was coaching Notre Dame. So hopefully we don't see as many chop blocks and all that, but still, playing these option teams scares the hell out of me just because you risk so much, not so much them being difficult to stop, but the injuries. I mean, we've seen it with Navy in recent years that we always lose a guy or two after playing them. So this game worries me a little bit. But breaking down the Yellow Jackets, the 2 key playmakers in my mind. Number 1, quarterback Justin Thomas. This guy has been able to get it done through the first 2 games, and he's only thrown the ball 13 times. I mean, that says it all right there. I haven't seen a whole lot of him. Don't really watch a lot of Yellow Jacket games, but from what I hear, this guy is just a complete freak of an athlete. He's going to be hard to stop. You know, he's definitely done a great job leading this Yellow Jacket team. Their other big weapon, in my opinion, running back Marcus Marshall, freshman phenom. He's been leading the way on the ground so far. 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he's averaging like 15 yards a carry. But, you know, in a triple option offense that's tough to stop, those numbers don't surprise me. You know, these are 2 really good players. But just to talk strategy in this game, you know, the defense is going to have to step up big time. I mean, you definitely are facing an option team. You're going to face giving up chunks of yards at a time. That's just how it is. Um, but one key strategy that I can't take credit for. The credit on this one goes to my good buddy Magnum. You see, Magnum being a Georgia Bulldog fan, having grown up in the state of Georgia, he's familiar with all the Georgia teams and he knows them real well. And one thing that he told me for a big key strategy in this game for Notre Dame to win is we have to force Georgia Tech into some second and third and long opportunities. I mean, they're a run heavy team. They run first, they pass second. From what he told me, they can pass, but they're not. You know, they only really pass when they have to. So Magnum thinks that if the Irish defense can get Georgia Tech into some second and long and third and long opportunities, that'll work in our favor. Where we have to force them to throw the ball and to make a big play happen. So Magnum, I thank you for that piece of advice. That's all on you, buddy. Um, but here's my take on that. You know, we saw last week in Virginia that our secondary had a hell of a time defending the pass. And that piece of advice that Magnum gave will be useless if we don't step up and actually defend the pass. Because if we struggle against that, we're in trouble. But I agree wholeheartedly. You know, if we can step up the pass defense, then Magnum's strategy will work well. You know, force them into second and long and third and long chances. Defense should have no problem, but we gotta step it up. We can't expect to play like we did against Virginia and expect to come out of this with a win. We just can't. And with the depth that we have and the health that we have, it should be no excuse. We got to step it up on defense, make some plays, maybe force some turnovers. We got to try to force some turnovers in this one. That'll be a key point in this game. So, with that said, let's turn to the offensive side of the ball. Now, this has been a strenuous week for us Irish fans. You know, losing Malik Zaire really hurt. But it's time to rally around Deshaun Kaiser. He got a big boost at the end of the Virginia game through the big 39-yard touchdown pass to Will Fuller for the victory. He showed some flashes that he can lead this team and that he can be productive. So this is almost kind of like a new beginning, a new season in a way when you think about it. But speaking of which, I had someone ask me a question on my Virginia recap video, how I thought the offense would look with Kaiser leading the way. To tell you the truth, I don't know. I mean, having a few days to think about it, and of course we're still going to run the spread. I mean, Kaiser, he can run the spread offense. Don't get me wrong. But this person asked me if I thought it was going to be more pass heavy since Kaiser isn't a true dual threat quarterback. Well, that is true. I wouldn't expect to see a lot of design runs for him. I mean, yeah, he had the 4th and 2 on the quarterback draw that he picked up against Virginia, but I wouldn't say that he can't run. It just honestly at this point I haven't really seen enough of Kaiser to really make a judgment. I mean, yeah, we saw him for the last quarter and a half against Virginia, but I want to see him for a full game before I officially judge him, and come to a conclusion on that. But I think we know he has a strong arm. So I mean, would it surprise me if we went pass heavy on offense? Not at all, absolutely not. But I wouldn't say that this kid can't run the ball either. So we'll just have to wait and see. Another thing that to keep in mind too is with Zaire being down and Kaiser taking the reins, that Brandon Wimbush, he's gonna have to take off the red shirt, and he is Brandon Wimbush. He is a true dual threat quarterback. So honestly, guys, it really wouldn't surprise me if we saw some of Wimbush in this game, but I wouldn't expect it though. But you never know. I'm just something to think about. But I really don't see things changing too much with Kaiser. You still got CJ Prosise to build your running game on, to build a whole game plan on. So that should open things up for Zaire a little bit. So I don't see things really being too much different, except maybe you limit the quarterback run plays a little bit. But I do still think the Kaiser can do it. So offensively, we really have to just establish the run game, get things going. We can't have any mistakes. We got to be precise and on our game. Um, we again, against Virginia, I didn't give their defense enough credit, but Georgia Tech, they're not too shabby on defense either. So we have to, as I said, we have to be really efficient. Everyone has to be doing their jobs. You got to bring your A+ game on this one, for sure. So we'll just have to wait and see on this one. I know what I just said for the last minute and a half probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but like I said, this is pretty much a new season starting on Saturday, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. But if things go according to plan and we are able to shut down the Georgia Tech option offense and force them into second and long and third and long situations, as Magnum pointed out, then I do like our chances in this game for sure. This is definitely a game that we can win, but we got to be clicking on all cylinders here. So if things go according to plan, I don't see this game being a blowout by any means. I learned that mistake last week. But my final score prediction on this one, I'm going to say Notre Dame 30, Georgia Tech 20. Just because we got a new quarterback taking the helm and trying to get out, recover after the Malik Zaire injury. So that's my final score prediction, guys. 30-20 Notre Dame. That's all I have for you in this preview. And with that said, this is Indy Sean 45 signing off. Be on the lookout for the new video tomorrow. And as always, God bless and go Irish. Beat Yellow Jackets.